The Chainsaw Man manga just ended, and I can't tell if Fujimoto is a genius or should run headfirst off a cliff. Spoilers ahead. Genuinely, spoilers ahead. You have been warned. This is your warning. Go. Jumping right on in, chapter 231 leaves us with Pochita pulling one of the most emotionally devastating Uno reverse cards known to man. He decides that Denji would probably be better off if he just never existed. So he uses his convenient power of erasing things from existence to eat himself. I'm sure Shinji's jealous. Yeah, let that sink in. Pochita deletes himself from existence, resetting the entire universe all the way back to square one. Cutting to Denji sitting outside the cabin from chapter 1. There's one little detail I really like, where if you compare the two stubs, probably here-ish, one of them looks clearly cut, almost as if you used an axe, but the other one also looks like a chainsaw was used. I don't know. It's a nice little subtle way of saying, hey, things are different. Denji even makes a remark about having both a good and bad dream. It's a little cliche, but I kind of like it. And I'll give Fujimoto one, it was all a dream pass. Just one, though. Anyway, how is Denji's life? It's still pretty bad, to be honest. He's back working for the Yakuza. He's still suffering from that same heart disease his mom had. He's still broke, and he's just one bad day from ending up like a statistic. And just like before, the Yakuza still betray him. They get turned into zombies and turn Denji into a statistic. And at this point, you're probably thinking, oh, he just dies. Rest in peace, I guess. Let the emotional damage come in. I'm gonna go become a statistic myself, but then boom! Power shows up. Well and alive, or well, are fiends really alive? I mean, it's 6, 7. She absolutely obliterates the zombie devil and the Yakuza. And then she notices something. There's just a guy dying. And she makes a remark. This one smells like a dog. I like dogs. So she offers Denji a contract, offering to save his life, but in return, he has to work with her. But then right before anything can happen, the devil hunters show up. And you see a familiar silhouette. Nayuta's back. And she even does the classic bang. And so now, Denji and Power end up devil hunters, just like in the other universe. But we even get this moment where Power's cat Meowie warms up incredibly fast to Nayuta, and Power even makes a little remark going, Meowie shouldn't love anyone but me. That she has to be the control devil or something. She's so close! She just doesn't get it! It's a little nod, and it's like, I see what you did there. I see it. So Denji and Power, they go on their first job. It's at a school. And Denji's like, I used an axe the other day, so what about a chainsaw? And Power makes a blood chainsaw. He can't escape it. He's always using a chainsaw. And so anyways, they take out the devil. Super easy, just like that. And Denji's telling all the people around, like, don't touch it, but like, you're all good. But they're out of school, and so Denji has a little moment saying, man, I wish I could go to school. And while he's dwelling on that fact, he looks over and sees Asa and Bucky. You kind of know where things are going. And so we get this intense buildup as Asa's starting to fall over onto Bucky. And Denji's running, And then right at the last second, Denji catches Asa, saving Bucky. We all know what would have happened otherwise. So Asa thanks him and calls him Chainsaw Man. And at the sound of hearing Chainsaw Man, Denji's heart literally thumps. He's like, Chainsaw Man? Well, yeah, Chainsaw Man. You have a chainsaw. Brother. And so they do the cliche little thing where they just kind of look at each other for a little bit, not really doing much. You can tell there's a spark in there. Their souls are just so close. And then she just awkwardly says bye. And as Denji's starting to process Chainsaw Man, does his heart really stop? Power cuts in. Bro, you have a heart disease. It doesn't mean anything. Come on, let's go get food. There's no time for reflection or any emotional processing. We just see them. Oh, well, yeah, I'm pretty hungry, I guess. And as they're walking away, in the bottom corner, just like at the end of part 1, we see a little box. But instead of saying chapter 2, it just says the end. No part 2. There's no setup for a part 3 or anything. It just says the end. Yeah, it's really abrupt, low-key, and, like, there's a lot of unanswered questions, but honestly, I kinda like it. It's weirdly wholesome. With Chainsaw Man never existing, a lot of chaos just doesn't happen. And it raises an oddly good question, you know. Denji's free and he gets to do what he wants. No one's coming after him going, "Give me your heart." But at the same time, he doesn't have the bond that one would argue made life living. It's just Denji being him. But now I'm not going to go into full Stranger Things conformity gate. But there is one theory I kind of like that's pretty interesting. Hear me out. Hear me out. What if Pochita wasn't the Chainsaw Devil?
Huh?
What if he was actually the Birth Devil? Now, come on. Let me wind everything back in. Come on. Historically speaking, chainsaws were not made to cut trees. They were actually made for helping with childbirth. And now, if I was a pregnant lady and I saw my doctor heading at me with a chainsaw, I'd be freaking my shit. I would be absolutely no. So I'd argue they're pretty scary. And devils are just manifestations of fear, so it even would kind of explain his power of erasing things. What if instead of erasing from existence, he would just making them not born? Huh? And the whole erasing thing, it's not like chainsaws don't exist after the reset. We literally see Denji use one and call it a chainsaw. And then it even raises the question, why would the Death Devil want Chainsaw Man? My answer is birth's kind of the exact opposite of death. In a way, you know? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And there's even a panel, like an image of Chainsaw Man, where it looks like he has a scarf. But if you look closely, it looks more like some type of umbilical cord that's even touching his stomach. And if that's true, holy fuck, Fujimoto, take all of my money because you are a genius! But so anyway, that's my take on the Chainsaw Man ending. It was around for 8 years. I only really found it once the anime started, and I just kept reading after. So overall, I loved it. A little cliche, but yeah, anyway, I'll catch you in the next one.